Look at him. Knocked out! Oh my God!
I told you guys, we're gonna make him humble.
On October 6, 2018, the world of mixed martial arts witnessed a moment that permanently reshaped the legacy of one man and silenced every doubt surrounding his dominance. That night, inside the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Khabib Nurmagomedov did more than defend a title. He delivered a performance so overwhelming that it redefined what control,
He's so strong. Oh, there's the tap.
discipline, and mental toughness truly look like inside a cage. Facing Conor McGregor, the most famous and controversial fighter of his era, Khabib stepped into an atmosphere charged with hostility, pressure, and global attention. Millions expected chaos, trash talk, and spectacle. What they received instead was pure dominance. Every movement Khabib made reflected years of sacrifice, faith, and relentless training rooted in the mountains of Dagestan. This was not simply a fight between two athletes. It was a collision of philosophies, cultures, and approaches to combat. When the final moments arrived, it became clear that this was the night Khabib transitioned from champion to something far greater. A fighter who felt completely untouchable.
Would you believe he's 26-0? I mean, he's fucking fought nobody. Your little fake belt over there to be a guy, number 11 ranked, a real estate agent.
Justin Gaethje to sleep. He does things to world-class guys that makes you just confused.
Khabib Nurmagomedov's journey to UFC 229 was built on discipline rather than hype. Raised in Dagestan under the guidance of his father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, Khabib trained from childhood with a strict focus on wrestling, sambo, and mental resilience. His early professional career showed signs of greatness, but it lacked the global spotlight. Fight by fight, he dismantled opponents with suffocating pressure and flawless control. By the time he captured the lightweight title in 2018, he was undefeated, yet still questioned by critics who doubted his striking and star power. Injuries delayed his rise, but they never weakened his resolve.
You wanna fight? Come here. Inside the cage, come.
Every setback sharpened his discipline. Entering UFC 229, Khabib carried not only an undefeated record, but a lifetime of preparation that few fighters could match. Unlike any previous fight, UFC 229 was surrounded by extraordinary tension. Conor McGregor's relentless trash talk targeted Khabib's family, religion, and homeland, crossing lines rarely seen in the sport. The atmosphere before the fight felt hostile and deeply personal. Media events were explosive, security was heightened, and emotions ran dangerously high. While McGregor embraced the chaos, Khabib responded with silence and focus. He understood that emotional control would be as important as physical strength. Behind closed doors, his camp emphasized composure and patience. Khabib's calm demeanor was not weakness, it was strategy. As the crowd roared against him in Las Vegas, he remained centered. That mental discipline would soon prove decisive once the cage door closed and words became meaningless.
$2 million to fight, $1 million to fight Khabib. I don't want to fight that guy. You see what happened to Barbosa? What, nuts?
They're getting beat up to the point where they want out, and that's something that you're never going to see with me. So
this week they asked me fight with 5 different guys. If you can bring King Kong and he can make 155, let's go.
It's from the opening bell. It was clear that Khabib's approach was methodical and intentional. He wasted no energy on intimidation or theatrics. Instead, he pressured forward, forcing McGregor backward and testing his reactions. Early takedown attempts signaled Khabib's game plan. Exhaust, control, and dominate. McGregor landed occasional strikes, but they lacked impact and rhythm. Khabib absorbed them calmly, unfazed and focused on positioning. Each clinch exchange drained McGregor's energy, while Khabib appeared tireless. The crowd sensed the shift as the fight progressed. What many expected to be a striking spectacle quickly turned into a lesson in control. Khabib dictated the pace, positioning, and terrain of the fight, leaving no room for improvisation.
Now I want to fight with George St. Pierre in New York, Madison Square Garden. Hey!
He's good in certain positions. He's amazing in. And he's also amazing at getting to the positions that he's amazing in.
Hey, good job.
As the rounds unfolded, Khabib's dominance became suffocating. His top control was relentless, mixing ground strikes with precise positional adjustments. McGregor struggled to escape, spending long minutes pinned against the canvas. Each failed attempt to stand drained his confidence. Khabib's pressure was not reckless. It was calculated and patient. He punished mistakes without overcommitting, conserving energy while inflicting damage. The psychological toll was visible. MC Gregor's movement slowed, his reactions dulled, and his composure faded. Meanwhile, Khabib looked increasingly comfortable, as if operating in familiar territory. This was the environment he had trained for since childhood. The fight was no longer competitive. It was instructional. The gap between preparation and improvisation was undeniable.
I am going to truly love putting a bad beating on this little glass jaw rat.
Tap 3-4 times. You tap 4
So
times.
what? I'll tap your head
You
off
tap
the
like
canvas.
chicken.
In the fourth round, Khabib closed the chapter decisively. After securing another dominant position, he transitioned smoothly into a neck crank submission. MC Gregor resisted briefly, but escape was impossible. The tap followed, and the arena erupted. In that moment, Khabib didn't just win a fight. He validated an entire philosophy of combat built on discipline and control. The undefeated champion had silenced the loudest voice in the sport through action, not words. The submission symbolized final authority. There was no doubt, no controversy, no asterisk. The result was absolute. Khabib had proven that preparation and humility could overpower hype and bravado when it mattered most.
Я мог ему сломать руку, я ему 2 раза говорил, чтобы он сдался. Аккуратно делал, потому что это боль, которая, если она ломается, она больше не восстанавливается, эта рука прежняя.
What followed the submission shocked the world. Overcome with emotion, Khabib leapt out of the cage, igniting a chaotic brawl involving both teams. The scenes were unprecedented and controversial. Critics questioned his actions, while supporters pointed to the intense provocation leading up to the fight. Khabib later accepted responsibility, but refused to apologize for defending his values. The incident overshadowed the performance for some, but not for those who understood the context. It was a release of months of pressure, insults, and restraint. Despite fines and disciplinary action, Khabib's reputation as a dominant champion remained intact. The chaos could not erase the technical masterpiece that unfolded inside the cage.
Okay, so what happened? Tell me what happened. Why didn't you get the fight?
Because you use my name. But UFC promised. I don't know. You know something about this?
And with this.
If you know something, please let me. I talk about like my big brother, Nurmagomedov. You know, he helped a lot of us. I want to say wish good luck for him.
That night solidified Khabib Nurmagomedov's place among the greatest fighters in MMA history. His undefeated record, combined with his ability to neutralize elite opponents, separated him from his peers. More importantly, he demonstrated that dominance does not require arrogance. His approach emphasized respect, faith, and discipline. The victory over MC Gregor became a defining moment not just for his career, but for the sport itself. It reminded fans that fundamentals, consistency, and mental strength remain unbeatable when executed perfectly. Long after his retirement, this fight continues to be referenced as a blueprint for control-based excellence inside the octagon. The night Khabib Nurmagomedov became untouchable was not defined solely by a submission or a title defense. It was defined by the culmination of a lifetime dedicated to mastery, restraint, and purpose. In an era driven by noise and spectacle, Khabib proved that silence paired with preparation is far more powerful. His performance at UFC 229 stands as a reminder that greatness is forged long before the spotlight appears. While the controversy added drama, it could never diminish the clarity of what happened inside the cage. Khabib imposed his will without hesitation and left no unanswered questions behind. For fans and fighters alike, that night remains a benchmark, a moment when discipline triumphed over distraction and control overcame chaos. Long after the crowd faded and the lights dimmed, the legacy of that performance continues to define what it truly means to be untouchable.